Hey, ballers! Squiggles here, and as promised, we have DRG taking on Bomber, a ZvT on shakuras Plateau. Now, DRG did lose a very hard-fought game to MMA that we saw the other day, and we're going to have to see if he can fare any better against Bomber, who is a very strong Terran player. I don't know if he's actually up to the caliber of MMA quite, but he's really close. And of course, after this game, I'm going to be casting a game where DRG takes on MVP, who I believe is the undisputed best Terran player in the world. He is absolutely phenomenal. So look forward to that. But right now, we are going to have what I hope to be is going to be an epic game. Terrible sentence, between Bomber and DRG, and it looks like they are spawning on positions that are closer by air, still very far by ground. You have to go all the way down here and around. There are the supply depots at the bottom of the ramp. This is an MLG map, so there's not going to be any kind of craziness going on, although you can put the bunker, and get a tight wall with bunkers here. And the problem with that is if Zerg early expands or whatever, they really can't stop it because there will be Marines here. So they have to they have to just bide their time, and the Terran player can get way ahead just by getting this little wall with Marines. They actually use the bunkers not so much to put Marines in the beginning, but just to keep the Marines safe so that the drones and the Zerglings can't actually get to them. And then once the bunker's finished, then they just kind of push forward with bunkers and Marines. So pretty brutal, and we could see that. That is one kind of cool strat, but it looks like Bomber are going to be going for a 12 racks, 13 refinery, and just going to be going for a pretty standard build, nothing incredibly pressure-oriented coming out. Although it could be Hellions, it could be so many things. Just the sky is the limit for Bomber at this point with this opening. Meanwhile, it looks like DRG is going for the, it looks like Hatchery first, throwing down the spawning pool immediately afterwards, getting that extractor going. So he's going to be going for an extremely economic opening. You can see they have both scouted each other at this point, I believe. Well, at least DRG has scouted. We can see that there is the SCV on the way for Bomber. He will scout in the correct positions, and he will see this hatchery. I think the hatchery won't quite be done, but based on the timing, he will see when it went down, so he should be totally fine there. And it looks like this drone is going to try to deny the scout. Not going to happen at all, as the SCV sees absolutely everything at the natural. Going to come in here and see the spawning pool, get a good timing on that as well. See, there is one gas. He did see both gas geysers. Pretty important. And now that he knows exactly what DRG is doing at this part in the game, he's just going to go ahead and GTFO. So looks like there is a Marine by Bomber as well. Now keep in mind, he only has the one racks, right? So it's not like he's putting on like all-in-ish pressure by any means. But he knows that his opponent isn't really going to have any Zerglings, so he's just going to pressure a little bit, see if he can do anything. Doesn't really want to lose stuff, just kind of making DRG sweat a little bit. You can see DRG decidedly not sweating. Cool as a cucumber over here. Has just a few Zerglings. Looks like he's only going to be making 4 Zerglings. 2 Queens on the way as well. Metabolic boost started, and going to be picking off that SCV, and you can see the Marines going to be running back. Does have 3 Marines, which can take out 4 what are those? Those are Zerglings. Yeah, that's what those are. Brain fart. But he can take these out, and if he actually, ooh, nice, he's going to use the bushes to get a couple of nice volleys off, kill 2 of those Zerglings, and now DRG is going to be forced to make a couple more Zerglings. Looks like he's only going to make 4 at this point, but he does have to keep a few Zerglings on the map. Looks like one Zergling is going to beat the Marines back to their base, and so this Zergling could actually get a good scout. He's going to see there is a command center going down. Moving up here, he's going to see a couple of Hellions being produced because he sees there's a factory with a reactor, and that's what happens when you do that. It also looks like this Rax is getting the tech lab. Could see a quick stim, could see a swap with the factory. Not sure, going to have to see what Bomber decides to do here. Looks like, okay, it is going to be a swap. So he's going to go for either Siege Tanks or Blue Flame, but I'm guessing Blue Flame because he did get out these first initial Hellions. And these Hellions now being on the map are going to take map control back. So it's kind of funny to see the ebb and flow of the game where you start off with an SCV and a Marine trying to get a little bit of map control scouting going, and then Lings pop, so then DRG has map control. Now there's Hellions back out, so now it looks like Bomber has regained a little bit of map control. So it's kind of cool to see just the different little back and forths. Looks like DRG is going to be biding his time. Does have a few Lings out, just going to be holding him at the back of his base. Does have the Spine Crawler at the front, so we should be safe to any kind of harass. And nice job here having all of his Zerglings in a kind of a limbo line-ish but hold position right here so that the Hellions won't get any kind of good lineup shots. They won't be able to damage that many. We can see Blue Flame is on the way. It's about halfway done. Getting an additional command center. So Bomber going to be taking a really fast third, actually. We're at, like, what, not even 7 minutes, and he has this this command center down for a while. Just continuing to pump Hellions and Marines right now. So it's going to be a Hellion Marine timing, it looks like, with Blue Flame. Can be pretty potent. Going to have to see if DRG can handle it. He is going ahead and getting a lair, and that is at his main. There we go. Lair going down. Good job on the larva. Injects an evolution chamber going down as well, so could be seeing a quick +1. Also, just in case Bomber was going for any kind of, you know, Banshee follow-up or whatever, you'd have to be careful, and he can definitely deal with that by getting that Evo chamber. So good stuff. Looks like there are 5 Hellions moving out now. Blue Flame just about to finish. Blue Flame not revealed, although he's going to guess he's going Blue Flame, because with that many Hellions, why wouldn't you? And we can see here Blue Flame just now finishing. Tanks on the way. That third command center just about done. And meanwhile, it looks like DRG is actually starting to spread some creep. Does a good job with spreading creep, I have noticed. Hasn't really connected his main with his natural. There we go. Creep tumor going down with this queen. Going to be connecting those bases. Looks like he does have 3 queens out now. That's pretty good. I do approve of that. Spire on the way. +1 melee attack on the way as well. And it looks like sacrificing this one Overlord to get kind of a gist of what's going on. Not going to really see much, because Bomber was on top of it and shut down that scout hard. Also supply blocking DRG temporarily. So nice job there. Looks like some Hellions going to be poking around, doing some stuff. But nope, this queen and these lings going to be totally safe there. And just continuing to spread these creep tumors. Looks like maybe one creep tumor actually got killed. Yeah, I think that's what happened. But DRG really good about spreading creep. Going to continue to do that. Looks like we do have more. Oh, these are Marines now. Okay, so we're going to have, here come the Hellions and the Marines. Going to see if he can do any damage here. But keep in mind, he's already expanded again. And he's content to just, you know, just pump SCVs pretty much off of these 3 orbitals right now. Not even landing this orbital here yet. But it looks like he is pushing forward with Hellions. Blue Flame is done. Getting these Marines, of course. Ooh, nice scan going down. And it looks like he is going to be taking out lots of these creep tumors. Just such a good idea to deny the Zerg one of their awesome mechanics, which is creep. Not only does it make their units move faster, but also as these Zerglings look like they will clean up the Marines, and the Hellions will clean up the Banelings, and that will be enough, and they'll both back off. But these creep tumors actually give Zerg line of sight as well. So just by denying them that ability, it slows the Zerg down so much. And of course, you know the rule that you're not supposed to attack onto creep. So you can see this creep is continuing to spread because DRG refuses to have his creep denied him. But I mean, it was a great job by Bomber to go ahead and do that. Now Bomber is going to retreat back to the Zeldonga Watchtower, and it looks like DRG is in control of this other Zeldonga Watchtower. So both guys have a decent idea of what each other are doing, except of course DRG hasn't really seen into the base of Bomber in a while. That suicidal Overlord was not able to see that much, but now we have, it looks like Muta's coming in. They're going to get some good scouting, and by scouting I mean they're going to see missile turrets. He's going to run in here. Okay, so now he sees all the production facilities. Not going to be able to do much damage because there was Marines there. I mean, there's another missile turret right there. So Bomber has a great defense setup, but at least DRG was able to get that scouting that he had not gotten the entire game, and he kind of knows what Bomber is up to. At least he sees that there is the 3rd orbital already done. He does see there is 1 factory, 4 barracks, and the starport. So it gives him a little bit of an idea of what Bomber could be up to. Now DRG, like I said, does have his 3rd completed, and he is going to be, it looks like, trying to get some map control with these Mutas, and in fact he does have map control. So again, after the Hellions have their map control, then Mutas come out and take map control back. And oh no, wants to keep that medevac alive. That's actually huge. If he loses that, and down it goes. That's unfortunate. Did lose 1 Mutalisk as well, but I mean, it's just so good for them. Oh man, and he had to stem those extra Marines, so he didn't end up losing a siege tank, which would have been terrible. But calm down, Marine. But you want to keep the siege tanks and the medevacs alive. Those are like the 2 things that you want to get out of control as the Terran player, and then it just makes your bio so much stronger. And of course, you can build Marines really fast. I mean, look at the production we have already. We have 3 racks with reactors and 1 with a tech lab getting that combat shield now. So I mean, you can make Marines 7 at a time. You can see 7 Marines are being built right now. Nice job by these Mutas. Looks like he will lose an additional Muta there, but nice job by these Mutas. Look at all the damage they're doing just by having the Marine stem, plus able to kill that sensor tower before it even went up. So great job there. And now here comes a nice attack. Zerglings and Mutalisks coming in here and absolutely wrecking havoc on Bomber's defensive line. Yeah, it's not quite football, but that's what I'll call it. His defensive line. It looks like Bomber will hold due to his reinforcements. Did lose quite a few siege tanks, though, and that's something that you really have to be careful of. Looks like these Hellions going to be coming in here and doing quite a bit of damage, forcing all of the drones to go ahead and stop mining, get some drone kills as well, even roasting this Queen if they possibly can. Looks like these Mutas are going to come in now and clean up these Hellions. Looks like the Hellion will scout on accident that there is another base going up for DRG, so Bomber's going to be like, that's not optimal, but okay, at least I know about it. Meanwhile, DRG doing a good job of continuing to spread this creep, just creeping all over the place. Looks like he has creep already spread to this expansion and this one as well. So when he expands to those, he'll be able to defend already. Very, very nicely done by him. And now look at this. This is getting a little bit scary. These Mutas are getting a bit out of control. Not crazy, but I mean, he does have quite a few, and you got to be careful. It looks like there is only a couple of missile turrets here, and this many Mutas just absolutely wrecks missile turrets. You can see he's actually focusing them down. Both missile turrets are done now. Another missile turret just finishes. It gets picked off, and now the Ghost Academy is under attack, and all of these SCVs are not actually mining, and that is unfortunate. Looks like they're going to try to repair this, and they are not going to get it. There goes down the Ghost Academy, and now these Mutas are just, oh, they're so happy. They're killing off these Marines, doing damage to the supply depot. Look like this supply depot may actually burn down if it doesn't get repaired. And Marines just stimming and running all over the place, trying to stem the slaughter of life that these Mutas are wrecking havoc on. It looks like, oh, nice job by that Thor, able to get one amazing volley off. Look at all the damage that was done to those Mutas. That's actually crazy good. And now it looks like Bomber is going to be moving out here. Does have a couple siege tanks. Does have the sensor tower, which is going to help oh so much. Bunkers and missile turrets as well. A ton of Marines, and the Thors starting to roll out. So it looks like DRG does have his 4th base up now, which is right here. I didn't actually give you a screenshot, so I'll go ahead and do that. It looks like he does have Banelings, and they are positioned right outside of the line that the sensor tower can see with some Zerglings. And meanwhile, DRG doing a good job of getting map control, has both Zenlaga watchtowers, and is really putting the pain on with these Mutas. And he has so many Mutas at this point. Oh, another huge volley by this Thor. Again, no kills, but doing so much damage to the Mutas. And that's you got to be careful with these Mutas, man, because when they start taking damage like that, it gets pretty scary. Is the Thor getting another volley off? Yes, he is. And he gets 2 kills there. Nice job. DRG, yeah, is doing a good job of keeping Bomber on the defensive, but needs to be careful to not lose too many Mutas in the process. Looks like he does have a lot of Zerglings on the field now, as well as Banelings, and he could come in and totally do a nice attack with the Baneling Muta Zergling combination. Looks like he is going to catch some of these SCVs as they transfer. There is an orbital command going down. It's not quite done yet, and a ton of missile turrets going down, but they're not done as well. And no, it looks like it's going to be an army versus army. Banelings coming in. Nice Marine splitting. That is actually just phenomenal Marine splitting. Wow. And it looks like DRG is doing a good job keeping most of these Mutas alive. Did lose all of his Zerglings and Banelings, though. So going to have to remake those. And you can see that Bomber's still ahead in the supply. And, oh, man, that could have been so bad. But his Marine splitting was absolutely phenomenal. Looks like these Muta is going to be running over here again into the main, trying to see if they can do anything. There are more missile turrets up. But, again, a couple missile turrets is nothing against the might of the swarm of the Mutalisks. And it looks like going to be canceling this command center. Hopefully he gets a cancel on it. Boom, there he goes. And just going to be doing as much as he can, killing off some additional SCVs, and maybe trying to focus down. No, they're Marines, so he's going to have to go ahead and run away. But, oh, actually, maybe there might not be enough Marines. No, it looks like there is not enough Marines, and so he's going to just kill off all that stuff, maybe kill a medevac. No, the medevac's going to live. Thor is here, and he's going to get 1 volley off, gets 2 volleys off. Ugh, lots of damage being done by that Thor. He is up to 7 kills now, and that's a lot of Mutas to have killed by that Thor. Lots of tanks coming out for Bomber now, too. If we go to the units tab really quick, as this game calms down for just a second, I should note that DRG expanded again during that. Nice job there. we can see on the units tab, it's 71 SCVs to 80 drones. A couple of mules are going to make that pretty much even. 16 mutas out. He'd like to have more, and a whole bunch of zerglings. But I mean, 65 marines. That is a lot of marines. We do have infestors on the way, and if the infestors can get some good fungals out, then those marine counts can absolutely plummet. But 65 marines is nothing to sneeze at. You can see a lot of marines over here just going to be defending, and he may just want to actually leave these marines in this position. Looks like he's going to be throwing down more missile turrets, spending so much money on missile turrets, but really he needs to, because these mutas just have the mobility to just bounce back and forth all over the place and cause lots of pain and damage and heartache and harassment. Here comes down the scan, going to be trying to pick off a few of the creep tumors. Lots of zerglings coming in here, catching these siege tanks out of position a little bit. Fungals going down by these infestors, and oh wow, look at that. DRG just absolutely doing a great job against Bomber's army. But Bomber, that was only a small percentage of his army. Here comes the rest of it, and now he is going to be pushing ahead. You can see Bomber is actually ahead by about 20 supply right now, taking control of these two Zelnaga watchtowers. And now DRG is probably a little bit like, oh no, what do I do at this point? So he looks like he's just going to be continuing to macro. He is going to get a greater spire, continuing to build infestors, +3 melee attacks on the way, more banelings as well. But we have +3 armor for the infantry. We have, is that personal cloaking for the ghosts? Yes, okay, good. More medevacs and additional command centers going down. So both players just macroing crazy. Oh, wow, that Thor has 30 hit points. Want to buy a couple of SCVs. There we go. A couple of SCVs to help this Thor, because he is an awesome guy, and he deserves more kills than 19. He's already a captain, a hero. And oh, here comes a lot of zerglings, a lot of banelings, and it looks like they are just going to clean up this vanguard of marines and then go ahead and pull back. 2 Thors in the mix now, as well as a lot of siege tanks and quite a few marines. But these marines are pretty damaged, and I don't see many medevacs. If we go to the units tab quick, we can see there are 3 medevacs. There we go, 2 of them coming over right now. But not going to have that much energy, and they're going to spend all of it on these marines. So just keep the stims coming, then DRG can get ahead just because of that. He is getting a whole bunch of Broodlord, 8 Broodlord on the way. Wow, that's actually really good. And the Zerg melee actually helps the Broodlords because of the Brood. So, ooh, nice job by Thors, getting some good volleys off, and these mutas are going to have to fall back. Scan going down, going to be picking off some of the creep tumors, trying to deny creep, and it looks like this could be, actually, Bomber doing a good job of only engaging with a few of his marines, and here we go. Broodlords are out, Broodlings, Banelings, Infestors, Mutas, everything under the sun, and I don't know, Bomb in trouble here as DRG is getting ahead inside. Nice fungal going down there, going to kill off a lot of those marines. And is DRG going to hold here? It looks like he actually might. I don't know, more Banelings coming in, taking out all of the additional cloaked units, and it looks like these medevacs have, the medevacs have cloaked ghosts in them. Oh, I don't think DRG has any kind of addiction. No, these ghosts are just sniping everything. Look how fast these Broodlords are dying. That is a crazy awesome move. Here comes Bings moving in toward these marines, and the marines are going to be trying to split up. Nice job there. And it looks like these, oh wow, these ghosts are actually still doing lots of damage to the lords, and now we have Vikings. Lots of things going down. Looks like +2 ships on the way as well. And these Broodlords are definitely going to have to pull back. More and more units just streaming out for Bomber, and I mean DRG is definitely going to have to fall back. Even Marines stimming, taking out these guys. Nice fungal going down by this Infestor, and that is going to halt DRG, or halt Bomber at least temporarily. Meanwhile, DRG with a nice little counterattack, going to be picking off some reinforcements and going up into the main of Bomber. It looks like, if we can see on the minimap, yeah, everything is being pulled back by Bomber to deal with this new threat, and these Lings are going to buy DRG a lot of time. You can see he does have +2 carapace and adrenal glands on the way, getting more corruptors, getting some infestors, more zerglings. Meanwhile, it looks like more production facilities being added on by Bomber, as well as ghosts and marines and all kinds of good stuff. So yes, indeed, and more command centers. So he has a lot of orbitals. He's going to have a ton of mules in just a little bit, and he's building these orbitals because he just needs more mules. And I mean, he doesn't have orbitals at his actual bases because he needs the planetaries there to defend against any kind of counterattacks. And this is a great example. Look at this, a counterattack of zerglings. Fortunately, these planetaries are pretty good about dealing with zergling counterattacks. Yeah, you can see already just totally killing these Lings. Ling is not going to be able to do that much, but when they turn into Banelings, they might. Oh, baby. Meanwhile, it looks like a drop coming down. Nice fungal going down. by DRG to clean up this drop. It looks like, oh, we'll lose a couple of key units there. One Infestor going down and one Queen going down. And then the Broodlords are going to go ahead and come in here and clean everything else up. And meanwhile, it looks like some Marines went up here and did kill off those Banelings. So no damage done there. Nice idea, though, by DRG with those Baneling counterattacks. I mean, he had the Lings up there, and the Lings weren't going to do anything, so it makes sense to try to get something done, and using those Banelings, definitely a way that he could possibly do that. Okay, looks like a medevac coming in now for DRG. Also, looks like there's a Ghost. Oh, baby, here comes a nuke, but no! Oh, the Overseer and those Lings were definitely on top of that. That nuke goes down, and kind of disappointing. I wanted to see a nuke, baby. But hopefully we still will be able to. It looks like there's a double drop. There's drop coming in the top and the bottom. Meanwhile, this Infestor going to be taken out by the Ghost. Does get one fungal down, though. That stops that drop, at least temporarily. And here comes Bomber, going to be dropping his Marines. Notice he drops right on the outside of that Spine Crawler, so the Spine Crawler isn't even going to be able to do damage. Going to kill off those workers and hopefully get the hatchery if he's able to. Meanwhile, there are SCVs attacking Spine Crawlers and stuff. Looks like he will, in fact, get that. Nice job there. Now he needs to just go ahead and, well, I mean, picking up won't even help anymore because there is that Corruptor there. So he's just going to stem kill as much stuff as he possibly can before he dies. But damage done. Did manage to cancel that hatchery. And by cancel, I mean kill. Look at all these drones not doing anything. So a successful drop there. And wait, I hear a nuke somewhere else. Where? There it is. Here's a nuke. Yes. Okay, so Bomber's Ghost with 9 kills. He's already Corporal, going to be trying to get this nuke off. Oh, no, guys, be careful. There's a nuke coming. Boom! Looks like killed one thing that was hatching there, doing a lot of damage to that hatchery, but DRG doing a good job of pulling back, and actually I think more Marines died than any Zerg units there, which is kind of funny. Meanwhile, this Ghost going to be getting some snipes on, but he is definitely going to go down. Oh, she is definitely going to go down, and she does indeed do that. Meanwhile, there are Ghosts everywhere for Bomber. Wow, he does have one nuke ready, building an additional nuke, 2 more Ghosts on the way, even getting the high-seg auto-tracking, so his turrets are a little bit better against the huge air threat that is DRG. At least that's what it appears that he is going toward, is going for a more air-heavy army at this point. Let's see, what is everybody doing? Looks like some long-distance mining going on here, courtesy of that drop. Dropping, brought to you by Bomber. Bomber is mined out in his main and his natural, getting close to mined out at this base, and close to mined out at this base as well. It looks like DRG actually is still not mined out. Oh, no, never mind. That's his main. Okay, so mined out at his main. Almost lost the spawning pool there. Mined out at his natural, and yeah, so they're in similar spots as far as being mined out goes. DRG does control both Zelnaga watchtowers right now, and does have the army in the middle of the map. That Overseer going to be so crucial. And here comes this Ghost, going to be nuking right here. Oh wow! Are we going to see some awesome actions going on? We also have a drop coming in here, but there's Banelings, and the Ghost manages to live. Coming back here, looks like the nuke did not actually do much of anything. That is unfortunate. And now these Marines are going to be stemmed and trying to get these Zelnaga watchtowers, but DRG is not going to let that. That is so many Broodlords. Are you kidding me? That's like 12 Broodlords and a whole bunch. Oh, Broodlords and Festers and oh, this is going to be brutal, man. This is going to be Broodlord-oodle. Terrible pun. I apologize. But here we go. It looks like these planetary fortresses, they're going to have a lot of kills, but they're all going to be Broodlings. Even tanks running in here just so they can, I don't even know what they do, just sacrifice themselves. Nice fungals going down all those Marines too. Wow, so many Marines dying there. But it looks like the Marines are going to be able to push through here, and for some reason I don't have the name tape up. There we go. It looks like Bomber's still somehow ahead in supply, dropping a ton of mules to go ahead and try to repair stuff. Actually not even going to repair this planetary. That's unfortunate for the planetary. And this is just a lot of just a lot of infestors here. Tons of infested Marines coming down. The infested Marines are going to clean up the real Marines due to them having guns and fungals helping them. And it looks like a lot of those infestors actually dying, but 4 of them are going to live, and here comes even Vikings landing here. Meanwhile, there is a drop here, 1 Ghost, and she is going to I'm not sure what she's going to do. There is no nuke that she can use at this point, so that's unfortunate. Meanwhile, it looks like, yep, these guys are still here. Zerglings have broken through and forced Bomber to lift that up. Unfortunately, it was almost mined out. This planetary did get repaired, so it is still alive, and it has 55 kills. This planetary slacking with only 45 kills. Looks like there is going to be all the rally points, I think, are actually set right here. Yeah, so these these infestors could definitely get some damage done if they need to. Here we go. Looks like another big drop from Bomber, but there are Zerglings already there, and a couple of corruptors as well. Going to force these medevacs to be less than useless, as they're just going to go ahead and go down. Meanwhile, DRG, I keep thinking it's a counterattack when I look at the minimap, but no. Just these four, the commando squad of infestors, and they are just going to be waiting and waiting and waiting. And I don't think actually the Bomber knows they're there, so that could definitely be crazy if those guys end up, you know, playing a big part in this game. Here we go. Here's a whole bunch of Zerglings coming in here. The Marines and Marauders actually transitioning into Marauders now, making themselves into the little ball, trying to reduce the surface area. And here come their buddies. And is anybody in this group going to survive? It looks like the answer is yes. 3 guys, 1 Marine, 2 Marauders are actually going to live through that. That was crazy sauce. And here we go. Looks like a command center being built right here. That's kind of cute. And more SCVs being sacrificed. A ton of scans going down. Oh, that's a little showboaty maneuver. It'd be kind of funny, actually, if you just used one of those scans right here. But whatever. It looks like he is definitely going to have this drop cleaned up as well. DRG doing a good job of defending. But DRG is actually falling behind in supply. If we go to the income tab really quick, we can see that Bomber actually has much less income than DRG right now, only 46 to 67 workers, but we have 4 mules, so that is what it is. He's trying to get rid of his guys. We can use mules instead. So really, it's anybody's game. We're 35 minutes in right now, and here we go. Big attack coming in for Bomber. Still no kind of nukes or anything, but oh, there's a nice fungal there to take out a couple Vikings. Could actually get that last one too. And siege tanks need to be sieged. Here come the infestors. And infestors coming in, and oh, so much damage, death, and mayhem and everything. But it looks like actually three siege tanks will survive, and Bomber taking a huge supply lead after that battle. And what is DRG doing now? Looks like he is going to be poking with a few Broodlords here, picking off a refinery, always good. Getting more Broodlords, more Zerglings, and wow, these infestors with like almost full energy, just chilling, have not been used this entire time. It looks like a ton of Banelings being made, 14 Banelings on the way, getting +3 carapace as well. And we have tanks and Vikings on the way for Bomber, who is maxed versus the 160 DRG. So somehow DRG is falling behind a little bit here. Here comes the stim on a ton of bio, and they're going to be moving in. There is a nuke going down as well, and he could definitely try to trap stuff. Oh, Baneling's doing lots of damage, and here we go. Oh, that nuke was huge! And there's the Manor Mules being dropped right after that nuke. Wow, hatchery going down, and so much of DRG's army just absolutely getting destroyed right there. And it looks like decent splitting. This infestor not going to do much at all. Banelings exploding, but there's just so many Marines right now. You can see Marines being produced 11 at a time, 3 tanks on the way, and another command center. Meanwhile, it looks like, oh, all of these guys were cleaned up here, and there is the GG. So DRG not able to pull it off against Bomber as well, but an epic 37-minute, 26-second game between these two guys. That was absolutely crazy good. And coming up shortly, and by shortly I mean in the next day or so, I'm going to have DRG versus MVP, the actual best Terran. Now, he wasn't able to win against the number 2 or number 3 seed, what I consider the number 2, number 3 seed, but we're going to have to see if he can fare any better against the best Terran in the world. If anything, I'm hoping for a good match. DRG, a very, very scary Zerg. Just because he's losing to these guys does not mean that he's not good, because these are really the top talent in the world. And the fact that he is on their level is just mind-blowing. So, congratulations to Bomber for taking this match. Great game by both players. Please leave comments below. I'm sorry that my fraps was messing up. It's very, very weird. I don't know what it's doing. But we're just going to keep on going through, and hopefully I will have the next game up soon. See you guys.